I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good day, Jake Ellenbogen. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful day?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I am excellent. It's a great pleasure to connect with you. Please tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in upstate New York, in the United States.
All right, all right. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Well, I do podcasting and I write articles for my brand downtownrams.com. So um, we actually connected on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
So I would assume that would be the reason.
yeah. You're on point, definitely. Podcaster, family podcaster. Definitely. Uh, who did you learn the skill of podcasting from?
I gotta thank my friend Troy Farkas, who he's into radio. He actually now works at ESPN,
Wow.
and he took me on his podcast. He was doing it at UAlbany, and or his radio show, and I kind of got that experience down. Now I was doing podcasts before that, but I feel like that really helped me, find my niche, get really comfortable in it.
That's wonderful. How has doing the podcast impacted you?
It's definitely impacted me for the better. It's made me more confident in everything I do. It's made me obviously, people are scared of the word no. I'm not, and I think podcasting is connected me with so many amazing people because on the Downtown Rams podcast, we interview players, coaches, broadcasters. So it's a pretty fun experience.
Hmm. Why will you continue to repeat the skills of podcasting?
Um, well, I'll tell you, I think it's very, it's self-fulfilling, but it's also really fulfilling when you see, people are, they enjoy it and they reach out and, they leave these types of reviews. I mean, we have 107 five-star reviews. I never expected any of that. Our brand is growing and it is just continuing to really inspire me and my co-host.
That's great. Well, do tell us, Jake, one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
So one thing I've done consistently over the last 3 years has been, and this may bore people, but I'm a really big fan of football. I've never played it, but I've always been fascinated by the science around it. There's so much that goes into one play that people just don't realize. And I've actually watched live, not live, like I have watched live, but I've watched game film and tried to dissect, the intricacies about an NFL, game and scenario and everything. So I've been watching NFL film for now 4 years.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I heard you on the podcast, and you definitely getting you're a co-host on that, right? There's another guy on there with you, right? What's his name?
Yeah, Blaine Grisak. It's funny, him and I actually met through Twitter. He's
Wow.
in Philly and I'm in New York, and we met for the first time this year at a Rams game when they played the
Wow.
Giants.
I love it. The power of a podcast, the power of a conversation. How does it make you feel to see like when you just reflect on where you were and where you are now? How does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel great because, not long ago, I was just, some kid that realized that college wasn't for me. I was going to Hudson Valley Community College, and I just realized it wasn't for me. And, I dropped out and I started writing because I found that, I had a professor there. And I think that that's one of the main things, people don't like college or people like college, but I feel like you got to at least try it. And I did, and I think that was the best thing because I found a professor there that wanted me to pursue writing in some form. She realized I had some special talent, and that's really what got me into that. And then the podcasting came right after that. So yeah, it was really cool. I would definitely suggest if someone doesn't know what to do with their life or whatever, if they find something fulfilling thing with writing, podcasting kind of opens up a whole new dynamic.
Love it. Amazing audience. You're hearing it live here from Jake Ellenbogen. Again, he is the podcast co-host of Downtown Rams. Check that out. If you are a football lover, right? Definitely a football lover on that show,
Definitely.
right? But Jake, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Jake, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory. Wow, this kind of sets me back, but you know, when I look at it, I gotta say, I think it's going to Disney for the first time with my family. I mean, my brother, who he wasn't even born yet. I'm pretty sure. My little brother, who's now 17. It was just really cool to get away from everything. And I mean, I was in preschool or kindergarten, and I mean, obviously, I wasn't going through the stress and all the different things that you go through. But no, I just thought it was cool. We went to Florida and just hung out as a family. So I think that's my earliest childhood memory that I actually remember. I could go back further, but who's to say I actually remember it and I haven't just seen it on film.
Yeah. Well, if you were to go back, just to intrigue Angel on the other side of the mic here, what's the memory that pops out?
Well, I was a little kid and I liked NSYNC, and I used to sing and dance and perform in front of my family.
Wow, that's intriguing. So how
It's
did,
crazy because now I only like, rock music and all that, but back then I was just, boy band, right?
yeah, that's intriguing. How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today, though?
I think it represents I'm not afraid to really do anything. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. Like, it's not that I have to be the center of attention, but I like having the big voice. And I think that's also, why I love podcasting, to be able to, to send that, podcast clip to my relatives and my friends and even my peers, and get their feedback, and it's normally pretty good. So
That's awesome. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
yeah.
I love the idea that you were intrigued by the combination of a team of men and what they can produce, even back then.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's
It's
definitely
fascinating,
something
right?
that people don't know about me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do love football, and to see the combination of men with a play and everything that goes on there, and even women as well, right? Now you have women coaches that are making some amazing plays, but just to see the men on the field and what they do, and to see NSYNC combine their voices and what they did, right? And then to see you emulate that, it's pretty fun, right? In my mind, the image, yeah. Were you wearing
Yeah,
Pampers?
it's I mean, I'll tell you, Angel, it's when I look at football, I think people worry about the dangers of it before the beauty of it. And look, I totally understand it. Concussions are an issue. We have a lot of player safety issues, in the NFL. But when you look at football, from like a bird's eye view, it is 11 on 11. It is scientific factors. It's a very intricate chess game,
Hmm.
and chess is already very intricate, but I can't even like explain it because there's so many different things that are involved with football, and that's why I love it. Because I'll sit there and I'll play a strategy game, and obviously if you were to play a video game of football, it wouldn't be as complex. But when you look at like everything that goes into one play, it's unreal, and I think that's really what inspires me to like this.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, it's like you're getting to see a real war in action, right?
Absolutely.
Real war. And again, the factors like I remember like I was listening to Dave Ramsey one time for a conference I went to, and he was giving the weight of these guys, and he compared them to a small minivan that's able to jump how much ever feet, right? And it was really fascinating. It opened my eye up to I mean, scientifically, it's impossible, right? What these men do.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, fascinating. I could see you connecting that. Love it. I mean, scientifically, you attempting to sing like all of the NSYNC boys together is also scientifically impossible, right? But you did it, right?
Yeah.
If we fast forwarded to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song, I that's tough because that was a while ago.
Yeah,
But no, I'd have to imagine it's a song by Fall Out Boy. I really got into pop punk
right.
and that movement, so it would probably be Chicago So 2 years ago. That album might not have even come out yet. That had that song on it, but Chicago So 2 years ago by Fall Out Boy on the album Take This to Your Grave.
All right. Well, I mean, just to play and have fun. Definitely some fall boys in football, right? Well, Jake, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Jake?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jake, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Well, I would hope to think my brother would want to do something I'm doing.
Are you married?
I am not.
Do you have children?
I do not.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do
Yeah.
you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I'm not a huge fan of TV. I really only watch like if it's a sport related event.
All right. What about screen time? The phone and the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Yeah, it has to be. I do a lot of my writing and all that, so yeah.
If you had to share with us, Jake, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Jake Ellenbogen, what would you say that is?
I would say, I mean, here's how I look at it. In life, I think people are really, really worried and they make excuses about, where they're from, why they can't do this. And, and then they start to say and, actually believe that they don't want to do it. But I think don't, I guess what I want to say is, don't limit yourself by what's around you. Don't limit yourself by, you know, pretending that you are okay with something that you're not able to do and just going along with it. It's not healthy. And I think, the way to live is just do something that you're passionate about, whether or not anyone, really cares what it is. It's ultimately about you. Everyone else is going through their own, everyone else is going through their own path. And I think, people go through their own path at different times. Life isn't based off of anyone else. It's based off of you. So I guess really, it's a rambling on type of thing, Angel. But
yeah, you did.
but I would say my statement would be everyone has a destination and no one has the same time frame.
Love it. Jake, this was a great pleasure, my friend. Before you leave, should I ask if there's anything else you'd like to say to our amazing audience?
Yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you having me. It's been awesome talking with you, and I hope you guys, if you check out my stuff, I hope you guys like it and follow it because I'm a consistent person, and I'm definitely going to be consistently putting this content out.
Love it, Jake Ellenbogen. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.